Romans chapter 5, verse 8. But Elohim commends his love toward us, and that while we were yet sinners, Mashiach died for us. He had the full kingdom backing him. He had the fullness of the kingdom backing him. So with that, he never lacked anything. So he was able to go and give and give and give, preach the gospel, give healing, give miracles, was giving love. He was just giving and giving. And then at the end, of course, he laid his life down. So he gave 100%. We don't even have to give 100% by dying. He died for us. So all we have to do is give 100% of living. All we have to do is give 100% of what he put inside of us and give that for the kingdom. Whatever your talents, abilities, whatever your resources, your relationships, you need to give 100% of that. Provide 100% value and life to pull up your brother, to pull up your sister. Be a light to those in darkness. Help somebody out. Give wisdom. Give love. Give a friendship like Yahusha did. Yahuwah, he's only asking for us to be a living sacrifice. Yahusha was a living sacrifice and he died. He gave up his whole life. We just have to give value, continue to provide value however you can. For Yahuwah, when you start living in faith, you got to give up your life for the kingdom. But that's just a living sacrifice. He's only asking us to do what we do every day, live. He came that we might have life and life more abundantly. So your old friends might still be sinners, but you giving up your life for those sinners. Just like when we were sinners, before we came into Yahusha, Yahusha gave up his life for us while we were yet sinners. Now us giving up our life is living for him and being a living example, living in faith, being obedient to his word. That's the living sacrifice that we do for the sinners that's around us. Because now you're going to be a positive influence for them to come into the light and to come out of darkness. So that's the way you be a living sacrifice. Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Elohim, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Elohim, which is your reasonable service. See, it's better to give than to receive. And by the best thing you can give is your life by being a living sacrifice. When you give your life to Yahuwah, when you accept Yahusha as your savior, as the Mashiach, now you're a living sacrifice because now you're living through him. You gave up yourself to live for him, to live through him, to live for Yahuwah, to expand the kingdom, to be an example of how to serve Yahuwah, to be an example of how to live in faith, how to live in light. That means you're putting away the ways of darkness according to Yahuwah's word. That's how you present your body as a living sacrifice. You got to be holy, set apart, acceptable unto Yahuwah. Live as an example of how to obey Yahuwah. That's the best way you can give. Be an example for those that are around you. You got to be an inspiration to them because it's not an easy walk. But it says, let that be your reasonable service. It says, be a living sacrifice. You got to sacrifice things that you used to do. It's better to give than to receive. So when you give yourself as a living sacrifice, you're going to have the full backing of the kingdom. When you're living through Yahusha, you have the full backing of the kingdom. When Yahuwah sees that you're obeying his word, when he sees that you're sacrificing yourself, sacrificing your old ways, sacrificing the sins that you used to enjoy, when you're living righteously, he's going to sow into you. And what the last verse we said in Romans 5:8, he gives seed to the sower. And make sure your seed produces more seeds, and make sure he multiplies your fruits, the fruits of your righteousness. When he sees you're living righteous, he's going to keep pouring into you so you can give to others, so you can be an example to others. He's going to keep on shining your light so you can shine your light on others that are in darkness. That's why it's better to give than to receive. When you're in Yahusha, know your worth. You're very valuable. He's the King of Kings. We're joint heirs with him. You have to know your worth, know your value. So you're valuable. You don't have to find your value in what other people think about you. You don't have to find your value in what other people will give you or what other people think you're worth or how much somebody pays you. You're valuable already in Yahusha because you have everything in Yahusha because you have access to the kingdom through Yahusha. So it's better to give than to receive because you have it all already. So whatever you have to make sure you give it out.